Hello Mzansi and welcome back to your fresh new updates. I hope you guys are good because I'm well as well. On the road to 400 subscribers, I have some fresh new updates. And on our first update, Mzansi calls BS on Aurthur Mafokate's crying. Seems like no one is buying the PR stunt. Aurthur Mafokate is a Kwaito legend. No one can dispute that fact. However, his music has not been the reason that he is making headlines of late. Initially, it was his questionable affiliation with the ruling party, considering that his record label 999 has not released a hit in years. However, recently it was the news of the legend's assets being frozen by the SIU as reported on the matter, and this is what they said. The SIU Twitter account has now become a whistleblower for celebrities that are alleged to have been involved in corruption scandals worth the millions of rands, such as the latest celebrities to be linked with the yet another NLC corruption scandal, none other than Mafokate. Details of the allegations are shared as the SIU investigation in the affairs of the National Lottery Commission have revealed that 5 non-profit organizations received grant funding of approximately 56.3 million rands for community development projects in South Africa. As such, the report confirmed that it has gotten an order to allow the unit to freeze 3 luxury properties, a plot, a portion of a farm that are linked to the siphoning of lottery grant funding meant for community development projects, specifically where Mafokate's involvement in the matter is alleged to have been through his non-profit organization called the South African Art and Development Association, which is SADA for short. As such, the report goes on to explain that SADA applied for grant funding to assist unemployed youth in the poor and rural areas of the country to impact skills in music, business, video, film production, dance, and overall business of radio in South Africa. Mafokate is involved as he's touted as the director of SADA, which acquired the funds, which subsequently did not do the suggested project, but is believed to gone to the frozen assets aforementioned. And we read the story not so long ago, and we explained, Guti, this guy, I don't know what's happening. Anyway, following a week, Aurthur attempted to do damage control recently when he conducted an interview for an unknown podcast, which is on his channel aimed to address the matter and setting the record straight. How can you do your own PR with your own podcast? How does that even work? However, when Aurthur was asked to address the matter, the musician seems to be on his acting pocket, as the was over a minute or more of his attempting to cry. This was all happening while the presenter is questioning attempts to suggest that it was the media behind the report and not being an official investigation by the SIU. Safe to say, when the clip landed on social media, it was the general public dragging Aurthur and his alleged fake tears for filth, but instead it was a number of celebrities who took to the timeline to drag Mafokate for what is believed to be a fake and acting for Robert Marawa or Penny Libiane. Everyone seemed to have something to say, most of which was to suggest that just the public, suggest like the public. No one actually believes that Aurthur Mafokate was targeted by the media, but instead what is happening is the law is finally catching up to him. And what his first user says, Aurthur deserves a SAFTA award for this. What our following user says, reminds me of those actors who get dribbled by cries uncontrollably and the reason never comes. And when our following user says, Aurthur Mafokate, you remind me of R. Kelly on the interview with Gail. He was crying like you. Kanti, he's guilty. And what our following user says, his test said, you're not using me today, Satan. I love it. And what our following our following user just simply put some laughing emojis and nothing else. Now with our following user says, I feel an Aurthur Mafokate challenge is coming on. I also think the same thing as well. With our following user, which is Robert Marawa has eyes out. Penny Libiane says, I am in a few WhatsApp groups with the king. It is a pity I can't screenshot the post before after the interviews. Grootman was told not to do this thing. Now it's where now it's where are the tears, malume? We are at where the ego will send you to slaches. Guys, that's the end of that update. If you like and love what I do, please kindly smash on that like button. If you're joining us for the first time, smash on that subscribe button and press on the post notification bell to be notified on our next update. And feel free to go down to the comment section down below and give us your take on what you think about the performance by Aurthur Mafokate. I believe that he's a bad actor because that was truly bad. I watched the snippet of this thing on TikTok, and the worst part is that why do you go to your own podcast and create a podcast so that you can try do damage control? Why don't you go to Podcast and Chill with MacG and yeah, they'll get the truth out of you. But anyway, guys, let's move on to our second update. Mampincha's mother laid to rest. Babes Odumo and her family were in attendance. The funeral service of the late Zamanguni Gumende, mother of the late Mampincha, or Mandla for all of those who don't know, took place at the Red Hill Cemetery in Durban by Iteboletu Funerals, who also gave her son a dignified send-off. Her life was celebrated at the L Hall in Guamashu, where Babes Odumo and her family attended, despite the rumors that they were not allowed. Despite rumors that Babes Odumo, her daughter-in-law, was banned from attending, and her family were in attendance, and they all gave her a dignified send-off. During the memorial service, Zamanguni Gumende's family and friends shared their fond memories of her. A few tears were shed too, as her nieces spoke of how amazing aunt she was to them. And this is what they said: we grew up together. I was older than her, but 2 years. She was a straight and honest talker. Nguni had a good heart and she loved people, said Rita Mkize, a family friend. Nguni had jokes and was always laughing and happy. She was a great at sewing and made beautiful women clothes. She loved fashion and did not want to look like anyone else. She was forced to speak because she loved people, but she was not breathing well. She wanted cold water, but the nurse wouldn't allow us. She told us she loved us. She said she would wait for her daughter to arrive at the hospital. When they arrived, they screamed for her to hurry, and that is when she took her last breath. She died peacefully. She said goodbye to her children and her grandchildren, she added. One of Zamanguni Gumende's nieces, Nostoli, said that at the memorial service, I went to see Umamkulu at the hospital repeatedly. Things were promising. She said she would be home next week, but she is home. She loved us. I know I don't have an aunt, but I still have a mother. But my aunt taught us the importance of family. When we last visited her, we laughing and joking. Maybe that was her way of saying goodbye. She asked me to greet Sponge, Babes Odumo's son, for her. I say rest in peace, Mamkulu. Her second niece also spoke about her sense of style and how she inspired to wear the outfit she wore at the send-off. She loved us. Even my outfit today was inspired by her. We visited her and she looked good, even wearing lipstick in the hospital. I am sad, but we will miss you. Prior to the funeral, Zamanguni's daughter, Pinky Gumende, told Daily Sun that her mother's condition worsened when she saw Babes Odumo's videos on social media. And this is what she says: what complicated my things were the videos she kept posting on social media, sometimes even insulting the family. My mother saw all of that and it worsened her condition. I feel she died with a broken heart, but she is at peace now, Pinky told the publication. Guys, that's the end of that update. If you like and love what I do, please kindly smash on that like button. And if you're joining us for the first time, smash on that subscribe button and press press on the post notification bell to be notified on our next updates, and feel free to go down to the comment section down below and give us your 2 cents on what you think about the condition of this lady. Man, there was so much drama surrounding her sickness and people thinking that she was faking her sickness, and that's not true. Now she's gone. I don't know if people are still thinking the same, especially Babes Odumo's sister Unondu, which she thought that these people are lying, but they weren't. But anyway, RIP to the lady. If you'd like to say RIP as well, please go down to the comment section and just give us your RIP messages, and yeah, she'll truly be missed. Anyway guys, moving on to our last update. LGBTQI organization claps back at Ntsiki Mazwai. Ntsiki made some unsavory comments on the trans community. Ntsiki Mazwai ruffled the LGBTQI community's feathers. That's a punchline. If you guys don't know, feather awards, feathers, anyway, whatever. When she made some offensive comments on the transgender community, she claims the transgender community is seeking to wipe away the women. Wipe away women as that she still identifies them as men. Taking to Twitter, Ntsiki wrote, despite the societal perceptions of the attitudes to force transgender women to the margins of society, transgender women are women, and we have always been a part of an African culture and history, and therefore we will never be erased. Although she might have backtracked on the sentiments following the heat she received, she still thinks that it is a conversation to people to need to have, as uncomfortable as it is. And this is what she carried on and said: the transgender conversation is extremely uncomfortable and difficult to have, but it must be had. It must. An organization catering for the rights of the transgender community clapped back at Ntsiki with a mini statement that reads as follows: we as the organization who exists to ensure that the human rights of all of the LGBTQI community are respected and upheld, call on Mazwai to remove the dangerous post and apologize to the trans community. Despite the societal perceptions and attitudes that force transgender women at the margins of society, transgender women are women, and we have always been part of an African culture and history, and therefore our existence will never be erased, they said. Ntsiki previously made comments which were perceived to be unsavory regarding the sexual relations with married women. These after Ntlembali's scandal, and this is what she said again: the older you get, the more likely is that a man will be married. For me personally, I don't think that there is an issue with sleeping with a married man if his wife knows. I have been in a relationship where I had a husband and wife, so if we just talk openly as people, when men hit on me and they are married, I asked them, does your wife know? She said on Twitter, I don't need a full-time husband. I'm not here to break your home. I don't want somebody there all the time. I just need the D. So for me, it's not just an issue as long as the wife knows, she continued. But now, one thing I am having a problem with here is that what if you fall pregnant while you're wanting the D? Then what's going to happen to your kid? Are you gonna tell the kid that you are just a person busy messing around with the father while the father was married to the other mother, which is a stepmother? Hey, anyway, this is complicated. This was in response to Ntlembali's scandal, when she apparently revealed via telephone call that she would not mind getting into Istembu, a polygamous marriage. Somizi defended her as well, saying wives who deal with their husbands and not their side chicks. And this is what he said: when are married women going to accept the fact that people who breaks their marriage as their partner? Asked Somizi on Instagram. The person who owes the loyalty is your husband. The side owes you nothing. Had your husband the backbone to say no, that these things would never happen. You cannot decide what is morally right for the side chick. He continued and said, I am realistic that they don't give a shit. The people supposed to give a shit is the partner. Deal with your partner and leave with your dignity. Please love yourselves more. You shouldn't be fighting. The minute you have to ask someone to choose between you and your person, you have already lost. Guys, that's the end of that update. If you like and love what I do, please kindly smash on that like button, and if you're joining us for the first time, smash on that subscribe button and press on the post notification bell to be notified on our next update. And feel free to go down to the comment section down below and give us your take on what you think about what Ntsiki Mazwai said about transgender men trying to wipe out women. Actually, transgender women trying to wipe out, I don't know, guys, it's confusing. But anyway, guys, go down to the comment section down below and just give us your take on what you think. Anyway, guys, that's the end of those updates. Without wasting any more of your time, please like, share, and tell your friends that we are here. And without wasting any more of your time, again, goodbye. See you some other time.